vi vedere nu i skæs. Ikke lige stå jo med skæs, har vi været i. Ja, hvad er så godt? Så der, det var vi var.
See, niggas like this need to be in, what's the shit? Gotham Asylum. This nigga need to be in Gotham Asylum. He don't need to be in, like, the public. Look.
As in one of his many cases since the 90s. To this Stephanie character.
That nigga's sick.
He dresses as her, wearing a wig and a dress.
Oh yeah, get this nigga up out of here, bro. Get this nigga up out of here.
Pretends to be a 12-year-old girl. Almost immediately after this case began gaining traction, the true magnitude of this rabbit hole was revealed. Across every single account are countless depraved posts and oddities that all could warrant discussion, but by far the most important discoveries were those that didn't actually occur on his own page, and rather the pages of other actual children. Do you like school? I do. It is good. You have some cool shirts, but I have to wear school uniforms to school. It is nice, but casual isn't allowed, and it's quite hot here in the UK, as the month of June suddenly got warmer. These are two examples out of many that show smart Schoolboy 9 reaching out and attempting to befriend young
I'm guessing, what this nigga know about tackies? What's that name? Tackies and rapper.
children online. In one comment, he even warns a child about other comments from bad people, stating that, "It happens to most boys in our age group, but stay safe, stay cool, don't be dismayed by creeps." This is our best evidence that these accounts weren't just made for age play. No, he's actually posing as a child in order to make friends with other children. And given his overtly sexual interests and aversion to CP, it's not hard to gather why he was doing this. And these examples are only what we found so far. It's possible that there are dozens, or who knows, maybe even hundreds of other comments out there, hidden on unknown children's accounts. This is predatory behavior. The man behind Schoolboy 9 is a predator. And in case there was still any doubt of whether or not this was a sexual thing, here's what he had to say about being a 13-year-old girl. But have his tactics actually worked? Well, the frightening thing is, no one knows if he's actually been successful or not, or even
Bro, what the fuck?
what specifically he's looking for. We just know that he's trying to reach kids, as evidenced not only by his comments, but by the fact that he's solely following children on all of these pages. And though it's easy to look at these accounts and know that something is off, for children, it's not that simple, especially when there's pages showcasing photos of actual kids. Which brings up...
That's why these little niggas gotta be careful when they be up here on Instagram and social media. I don't know what's wrong with these niggas.
Another frightening detail. Many of the images he's used of
I don't know what's
children
wrong with
have
these
not been
guys.
traced back to their original creator, and some seem to appear for the very first time online publicly on this man's pages, which might mean that he was sent
Do he
them privately.
not like think like none of this shit is creepy, or he just don't care? It's like he look at him, look. He looked like a monster, look.
There's even one image that David posted on his Schoolboy account, which shows another kid that he claimed to be on a playdate with, though it's impossible to say if this is real or not.
Ain't no
For now, we
kid
just
wearing
don't know for sure.
those steppers.
Though given the fact that he's reaching out to children, posting
To
fetish
school?
content centered
Oh,
around
no,
children,
that shit
and
look
has even
creepy as
potentially
hell.
photographed kids in the wild, one thing is
Did
for
he say he
certain,
photographing
smart
kids
Schoolboy
in
9
the wild like
needs
these niggas is like animals or something?
to be stopped.
Okay, unmasked. I thought we already unmasked him. Oh, damn.
Finding
I
this
broke
man and
it.
reporting him to law enforcement quickly became the top priority for those investigating the case. And luckily, he left several glaring clues behind that made this process a whole lot easier. On numerous occasions across his many pages, he would post images and videos of specific locations, even showing streets and mentioning very particular areas in his poems,
Damn, the UK
all of
looks
which
so
centered
clean.
around the London area, immediately giving us an idea of where he was located. And that
Might have
wasn't
to go
all.
over there one
I mentioned
day.
how the alias of Stephanie was one that he used more so than any other, but what's interesting is that there was another name used just as often across his accounts, brought up time and time again, though it's a name that he never seemed to call any of his characters. Instead, he simply referred to this person as a stepbrother, or a father, or even a friend from school, despite never actually picturing him, just mentioning his name. David. And sure enough, after connecting a few dots, it would be revealed that this person's actual name was in fact David.
Is this nigga in actual class?
David Alter.
Why is
with
he
the man
always
being
doing this with
59
his
years
mouth?
old. At the moment, it doesn't appear that David has any past criminal convictions or documented history of this behavior, but we do know that thanks to the investigation done on Reddit and Discord, he is currently being investigated by local authorities, which will hopefully put an end to his online behavior and shine some more light on who this person
Nah,
actually
nigga, this
is.
ain't gonna never stop.
As for the time being, the only other information
This
that we
ain't
really
gonna
know
never
about
stop,
David
nigga.
is
This
that he
nigga
likes
gonna
to write
keep doing
poetry
this.
and he makes music.
He just gonna be more a little.
The ceiling. I think I hear a running tram. Going back in time, not out of time. I think I like a little lemon and lime. Say Mary Ann, hey Steely Dan. I like the sound of that running tram.
And his name
Sick.
also appears in a random newspaper, where he's discussing the importance of kids wearing school uniforms. And that's really all we have at the moment. Though there is one very important aspect that we have yet to talk about in relation to this man, with that being David's mental state. Some believe that David is a mentally unwell individual who potentially
You think?
doesn't know the extent of what they are doing. Now, even if this is the case, his behavior still needs to be stopped, and he needs to be given proper help to assure that no one else gets
Oh,
hurt.
I'm tired of seeing this nigga with his mouth open and tongue out. I'm tired of it. It's making me actually upset.
Actions. But it is important to note that David is far more intelligent than he lets on, as his personal accounts show us that he is fairly well spoken and articulate, and throughout his
So this nigga know what he doing. He ain't stupid. He know if he get caught, he gonna get fucked up. The UK soft. Why you niggas ain't coming here with them big ass machetes yet? I bet you he'll stop acting like that again. He be like, oh shit, I can't do this weird shit no more. They got machetes like, yeah.
problematic content, most of his bad grammar and strange verbiage seems to be his
Cut that nigga stomach, just cut right in the middle. Striking GTA, just...
attempts at more authentically trying to replicate a child, but it's impossible to know for sure. But what we do know is that David is
This
extremely
nigga look like, he need to be dead like Guldo. Remember how Vegeta killed Guldo?
manipulative, with his response to the situation and other clues littered across his accounts, showing us that he seems to know what he's doing, and he knows that
He
it's
know
wrong.
what he doing. That nigga ain't slick. He know what the fuck he doing.
Since the exposure of David's accounts, he hasn't silently slithered away like most other predators would. Instead, he's actually responded on more than a few occasions, lashing out to those who have DM'd him, calling them the perverts and predators. He even left a comment on his Joanne account seemingly directed at himself, writing, "You are really sad. And if that's your name, David, be honest with yourself. You're 50, as you said elsewhere. You reply to me, a girl, as if I'm your buddy? No chance ever." This is something David does all the time. It's projection, and it started all the way back at the beginning of this rabbit hole.
So, that's the account run by a man pretending to be a boy.
And he continued posting these predator exposés, along with other
Nigga better hope I don't catch him.
warnings about predators on the internet across every page he
As
makes.
soon as I see that nigga doing that mouth shit, I'm gonna do him like, Charlie Murphy! Slap that motherfucker.
Each of which being hyper-specific to his own predatory ways and fetishes. The things he accuses others of are blatant projections of his own dark
Nigga
vices.
60
And I can
years
think of
old,
two
bro.
reasons why. Number one, that this makes his account look safer to other parents and children. It gives the appearance that he's not another internet creep because he's actively calling them out. It's a way to build trust in order to befriend and exploit kids. And number two, he knows what he's doing is wrong. And this is his bizarre way of self-reporting, probably to make himself feel better about what he's doing. And it's obvious based on just how accurate these claims against others are to him. Does he wish he were a young boy in a school classroom, looking nice and being successful at school? Yes. And these claims are made over and over again, as each time he calls someone out, he's further exposing himself, which becomes more concerning when you realize that these projections for it. There's even photos that show other children outside from a distance, almost as if David was stalking them. This is highly concerning. Even if we don't know truly how low this man's perversions get, he is still far too close to children, which is perfectly encapsulated by this photo of him on a school playground during the day. And with his disturbing desires, I don't even want to imagine what he's capable of. Which brings us to the final piece of content that I need to talk about. Chasing another boy running in heeled mini boots. This was the text shown.
This nigga was chasing a nigga in high heels.
Shown on screen during a short video posted onto one of David's many accounts. And in the video, we see the man pointing the camera at himself, showing his full face of white makeup and red lipstick. This video is edited more egregiously than any others I've seen across Boy. Who he then proceeds to chase after, giggling.
Oh no, you gotta find this nigga, bro. Ain't no way. And that nigga running in high heels too? Get that nigga. You gotta shoot his ass. Get that nigga now. You gotta get him. That nigga taking off in high heels at 60 years old and he's zesty too. You gotta get him. You gotta get that nigga. Hakai. Where's Beerus? Like, you gotta get him. Look. I know that kid gonna have nightmares for the rest of his life, nigga. The nigga got chased by a nigga in high heels and makeup.
I be popping bottles, oh, sparkles and champagne. Yeah, be my section royalty, looking sexy, you know that be my band.